Hi Gemini, welcome to your reading for the end of the year message. So this is mostly reading for December/January, and I decided to do this one before I'm going to go into a big reading for 2022 because I wanted to separate message for you in terms of what's coming ahead versus what you may be carrying over in terms of energies from last year, and also anything that you've learned that you need to be aware of, anything that was holding you back and you kind of don't want this to hold you back again in the next year. So we're doing a bit of a reflection here, but also taking a bit of an advice of how to step in into the new year. So I think this is going to be very useful reading, so just hold on that with me. We're going to shuffle and add more cards if necessary, but I'm going to start with what's on my table. So my dear Gemini, your reading is actually very interesting because I feel like you've changed quite a lot over the last 12 months, especially when it comes to the area of love, and that could be in terms of how you've navigated through your romantic relationship, but also how you understood self-love, so how you decided to really take care of yourself in terms of compassion, nourishment, protection, and all of that towards actually yourself. And also something around loving life and starting to realize that even if you're not in a perfect relationship, or if you haven't found your perfect partner, you could still be surrounded by love, and that's very much up to you and how you create that. But yes, big part here is in terms of how you navigate relationships, and perhaps some of you have found new partners last year that, you know, just spark something completely new for you. But you know, it wasn't always so colorful, because when I'm looking at the main energy for the last year and also the advice that is coming, they're both number sevens. And here you have a Seven of Swords. And, you know, with this one, I'll be honest with you, you had a bit of a tough one, especially when it comes multiple things happening at the same time. I feel like you had to really show a lot of resilience, a lot of patience, a lot of strength. There was just a lot of things coming at you from different angles. And I feel like most of it was all hitting you in a space of mind. A little bit hard too, but it was almost like a test to your capability of just being able to handle all of that stress and really not losing clear thinking and strategy, and being really sharp, you know. And a lot of situations have left scars on your soul, but at the same time, you know, it's one of these kind of things when you say, I forgive you, but I don't forget, you know, I will not forget. And I feel like this is kind of the situation that really happened for you this year, where you have been able to perhaps forgive in most cases, because here with the Ace of Cups, again, as I said, you really navigated through feelings of love and compassion in a different way. But at the same time, you're not going to forget, and you've learned a lot. You have gained a lot of wisdom in terms of how really you can trust people, like what to watch out for, and how easily perhaps things can get manipulated if you're not really careful. And these were harsh lessons. And with number seven as well, you know, this is a huge spiritual test as well, where life is going to bring you like some sort of challenge of kind of double nature. On one hand, you will have a lot of challenges that are typical life situations, you know, living job, financial issues, some legal stuff, you know, things like really earthy problems. And on the other hand, you will also have problems that are a little bit more of an existential nature, right? Which is like, what am I doing here? Am I really happy? Why can I not find true love? So these, you know, these are kind of heavy energies, because on one hand, you have to deal with like a day-to-day life matters. On the other hand, you're questioning everything. And that's why you have these swords coming at you from both sides. But at the same time, there's a symbol of you know, sort of a moon here, which I feel like it's all taking you to a completion of something. And you know, when I'm looking at the lessons that you've learned, I mean, you know, you have a horse and Queen of Discs, and I think there is an interesting balance here between feminine and masculine. So perhaps you had to really understand your own creative powers, your own sexuality. Perhaps you had to understand how to really bring the right energy into your home life, into your family. Some of you had to really learn how to be better with your finances, how to just keep pushing forward, how to have strength. I mean, horse is a great medicine and teacher of strength. Just keep moving forward, right? And some of you were also learning in terms of your own personal freedom, like how to keep your freedom, how to keep relationship around you, but yet not losing yourself. I feel like that was one of the hardest lessons for you in terms of really choosing relationship for yourself where you don't lose that freedom. And I think sometimes you have done the opposite, and hopefully you've come out of these relationships where your freedom was taken and your boundaries were broken, because I feel like especially looking at this horse, you probably experienced something like that, but you're coming out of it, right? Like I really feel like with the Queen of Disc and the horse together, most of you really understood, you know, these kind of qualities about yourself and how to really protect them. Some of you also really look back into your past and started to look at patterns you repeat and mistakes you've made, and now again you just want to move forward. You don't want to kind of live too much in the past. You've done your work, you've contemplated on it, and you have that power to really change your life. And I think that's why the Ace of Cups again is coming in here of, you know, in a place of you, of how that's changed you. And you should be really proud of how you handle yourself in the last year, because with Two of Pentacles over here, you, first of all, you've changed a lot. Just look back at how you were at the beginning of last year, like even, you know, sort of January, February 2021. It's not even a full year, like in terms of to that moment of time, and I feel like you've changed. Especially for some of you, it's you should look back into February. Like February is somehow really standing out to me here as a month. Something happened since February and then March that really started to change you, and you started to really becoming more at balance. You started to do things in your life, and the way you think, the way you feel, the way you operate, everything really is much more calm, balanced. So even if there is a storm, you really take this in a much more kind of ebb and flow. You can see here number 8, infinity symbol. You really flow through it, right? So you should be really proud of yourself. And for some of you, I feel like especially there's a group of people, beautiful Gemini out there, who have really embraced playfulness in life, because I feel like that was another thing that you meant to do last year. And if you have embraced creativity, playfulness, joy, then again, you should definitely tap yourself on the shoulder, not simply because you just had a lot of fun, but you've invited that energy, and that's going to have a great effect on the next year. If you haven't got to the place yet, because obviously, you know, you've had quite serious stuff to deal with, if you haven't got to that place of joy, playfulness, and just being a bit more cheeky with life, then I really encourage you to do that, because you will open with that completely new door for yourself. And I can't even stress how important that's going to be energetically for you. And I really sense that, right? And I see that kind of sun energy beautiful here. Now, let's talk about something that I feel like it is maybe not too easy to talk about it, because something that was holding you back and something that you decided to ignore. And I'm going to touch on it because I don't want you to really still carry that energy over to the next year if you haven't worked this out yet. Now, there's a Princess of Swords here. So there is either a woman or a man a little bit younger or a little bit less mature than you, less established, that really stirred a lot of emotions around you. There was a lot of communication with this person, but I also feel like it wasn't really consistent. It was almost like up and down, and then it came out of nowhere, and then it stopped, you know, like out of nowhere. It's just really intrusive, and it brings chaos in some way. So I feel like there was somebody around you last year that brought a lot of uncertainty and distractions, and also a little bit clouded your view on a lot of other matters. And let me just put a couple of more cards on this situation. Yeah, and I feel like, you know, this person has brought, you know, some light into your life. I'm not saying, you know, in a sense that, oh, it was all bad, because I think when you were communicating together, it was really intense. And I see the sun linking to the horse energy here, which again, masculine energy, right? Sun and the horse represent masculine for me. And that represents also masculine in terms of sexuality, being driven, being really attracted, being very proactive, almost aggressive, right? And I do see that there was a lot of attraction and physical chemistry, not so much spiritual and soulmate type of connection, a lot of physical connection, chemistry, this pull, push and pull. And again, that communication was just kind of really leaving you a little bit out of balance. It was intense, but at the same time there were moments where it just gone really quiet. Again, with the Hermit, it's like really day and night. It's like day and night. It's like almost these opposite energies. Maybe also like you somehow, that's why you were so attractive to each other. But no matter how much you've invested in it, no matter how much you were there for this person, maybe you were helping financially, maybe emotionally, maybe you were always there to support this person, no matter what you did, I feel like it was not flourishing. It was not really doing anything. It was not like the seeds that you were planting for this connection were just not sprouting. And you know, you've ignored the signals, because I feel like here with the Hangman, I feel like you were challenged to change your perspective on something and understand, and you were asked to understand that this, you know, this is not moving forward, that whoever you were dealing with, especially when if it's an air sign, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, especially when it comes to this kind of sign, I feel like they were not really 100% interested in being in a relationship with you. I think they were just as fine being single. And they, you know, it's like they didn't want to completely let you in. They just wanted something from you. And there was some sort of benefit that you were giving them. But they still hold the key to everything. They were in control. And they didn't want to let you in, and you've ignored a lot of these signs. So please, Gemini, if you're resonating with what I'm describing, and if you haven't dealt with that person, yes, now it's a time, because you honestly do not want to deal with this next year. Next year, you moving into this energy, to the playfulness. If you haven't done that yet, now it's a chance to really tackle that, okay? So please do that. And you know, with the advice here, which is really interesting, is the number 7, but it's, let me see, because there is actually something interesting about that. So okay, interesting, Gemini. So I'm thinking that you may be actually really scared of failure, like you're really scared of losing something. You're really scared that you're either not going to do well in something, that you might lose somebody, like a person, maybe the one that we've talked about, or maybe somebody else, maybe something to do with your status. Generally speaking, with the 7 of Pentacles, it's something around like matters in terms of finances or relationship or job or home. You're kind of scared of losing something, and the Moon card is showing me here that it's really kind of giving you a lot of anxiety, nightmares, dreams, and just simply worries. Like it really kind of it's really unsettling. But what I'm also seeing here with the 6 of Wands, that you shouldn't really worry too much, because your power will come from the place of your charisma, your strength, your leadership, and you should really be more proactive. This is a time of being proactive and focus on the prize. One thing at the time as well, that's what I'm seeing. Make your victories small, but one at a time, and don't think about, you know, the worst case scenario, like the, you know, the biggest failure possible ever, because your energy will be flowing into you know, creating that scenario on for the worst, rather than focusing your energy on creating those winning situations. And look, I mean, look, this is going to be my last card, because it's another number 7 and is a Chariot. So you've got number 7 here. That was the first card. Then there was my last in the first round, which was a 7, and now it's another 7 and Chariot, which means also the Horse card, right? Like what you've learned last year, accelerate it, which is like keep pushing forward, move forward, focus on driving that chariot in those with those 2 horses. So your challenges, if they come in day-to-day life and your spirituality, you can handle it. You're also being invited to travel and move around a little bit, either for holidays, or if as soon as you have an opportunity, there is a invitation to travel and go somewhere, especially somewhere where there might be either kind of more tropical weather or some mountainy areas as well. So just, you know, look forward, don't look back. Looking back is over. You've done looking back already. This is all about moving forward and focusing on those winning situations, one by one, one after one. We're not focusing anymore in the new year on worrying for the worst, Gemini. And this is my advice to you. And I'm looking forward to do the reading for you for 2022. Thank you so much for listening. If you'd like to work with me one-on-one, I will leave the details in the description box below. And for now, lots of love, take care, and bye for now.